Grant. We need Grant.
But they're always late, like always. So tired.
Discord.
I need my tacos. That's what I need.
And now we just wait.
Let's start harassing him in the.
I've texted him, I've DM'd him, and I just messaged him on Discord. And it gets.
He literally was the one that posted it. I didn't even post it.
I know. Ironically enough.
I was the one that's supposed to be late, not him.
Search for. Swerve. Invite his ass.
So,
and I've sent him an invite. I have done all these things to be a good person. What, baby? Yeah, he ate. I fed him when I got home.
Thank you.
So bad.
Where is the other white person?
I literally showered, like not even.
I took a shower for
10
this.
minutes, so. I took a shower. I came in clean for all of you.
I mean, in traditional Airsoft podcast fashion, since we are huge fans of ASAP, we do start this shit wrong, like late all the time.
I remember those days. You know, it would be nice for them to actually.
How do we drag him in?
AS over here.
Ooh, I clicked on multi-stream. Twitch requires additional. Quick here, grant permissions. Okay, I'll click there, grant permissions. That seems like a lot of work.
I moved him.
There we go.
There he is. There's my sweet girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm live on Twitch.
Yeah,
I hope I'm
watching.
Okay.
I'll monitor your Twitch.
Well, so Grant is still gonna be upset. I'm still using slobs, because go fuck yourself. And then I click on the multi-stream, and
no, you two retards fucking are the ones that use fucking slobs.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's the brown one that doesn't like slobs.
No, because they do a mediocre product. I don't support mediocre products.
Super.
First of all, Manny, yes, you do. You're still in the National Guard. You still support that, and we're all airsofters, so I don't want to fucking.
I'm abide by it because I don't want to fucking be a bitch about it. Okay.
That's the only realistic attitude I want to hear.
Okay.
All right.
I do it because I'm an American and I keep my word.
We have 3 poor souls watching this just shit show. I'll turn my audio down because it looks like I'm peeking. So if guys could let us know how the audio is doing. I'm trying to keep it like in the yellow-ish. And I think you guys are yellow as well.
Or what?
Me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's in the green. Yeah, you guys are in the yellow, so we're good. So I hate that with like those, like, I bug out over shitty audio quality. Even though like these Raycon earbuds, it probably sounds like I'm doing a podcast in the fucking shitter, but whatever. I have no idea where my dongle is for my fucking Corsair headset, so this is what we're slumming with right now.
Sick. I can give you a dog. I don't know if that's gonna help.
I need a beer.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are y'all drinking? I got a Shiner Light, something new that
wow.
they started putting out.
Tell me you're from Texas without telling me you're from Texas.
Damn right. Water.
That's all I got, water.
Oh yeah. You went sober, didn't you?
Yeah, for now.
Good for you.
Are y'all still sucking dick?
Yeah, as you're dying in bed from cirrhosis, asshole. So who's gonna laugh last? Probably me. Wait, no.
Is that before or after the cartel kills you?
Brown people's expectancy is a lot lower than white people, so
yeah, exactly.
Maybe we might be at a tie.
Is that before or after the cartel kills you for all the businesses you're trying to figure out?
So what kind of shit talking are we gonna get into today?
So
I know what we want to talk about, but
we're kind of going to talk about that. The only thing we have to omit, I'm still fucking peeking like a retard here. The only thing we have to omit is that one thing. Like the specific that that thing. We can't do that
The
thing.
thing that's unlisted.
Yeah. Well, so I killed that. That's gone.
Oh, okay.
Just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just in
Uh,
case you look at it, and all of a sudden, oh shit, it's public.
yeah. Or I don't know, someone gets a wild hair up their ass and like screen records the whole thing and throws it up, and then it really starts a problem. Because this is, yeah, that would happen. But the good news is things that I can talk about. I don't know if I want to say that's the good news. I have apparently shaken up a bit of the retail world, which is
Oh,
funny.
look at you making waves. Hey, you don't make enough money for all these companies to have opinions like that.
I know, right? If only I spent more dollars.
Was I allowed to say that?
Yeah, for sure. Fucking hilarious. I mean, to
Just
be
a comment.
fair, it's not like that's a unique perspective that people will have. Like that's common, you know what I mean? It is a dollars centric world.
Oh yeah, I get
So
that.
let's say I'm only spending uh maybe a grand. Say annually, I might be pulling 20K a year with one vendor. In the scheme of things, if that's like the low percentage, no one's gonna fucking listen to me anyway.
Yeah, it's not that much.
The flip side is once you start realizing that's about I would say that's about average-ish with single vendors for single shops like mine. And that's like a big part of the industry.
Yeah.
And let's say you
It,
lose 10 of those accounts, ounces make pounds, kids.
yeah, it's kind of a forbidden or a forgotten metric
Yeah,
because you got all these little tiny shops all over the country, and I'd say y'all probably all think about the same shit, have the same disposition, and all of a sudden you start catering to those, you might increase your sales by like I don't know. It's kind of like the blue versus red on the election map. Like there's less people in all the rural areas, but you win every
centralized in
county.
different areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Versus just the big cities. But
I know for my store, I think I do 20. I'd have to look at the numbers. Maybe like 20 to 30K for like the consistent companies that I buy from,
yeah.
which is about,
Per
actually, you know what?
company
No,
or
probably 20. Because if I'm doing a grand a month, yeah, I'd say that probably adds up. The
per
summer would
company
kind
or
of throw that
total?
off for my store.
Okay.
Because God knows my fucking field ain't selling guns every weekend, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We don't take
I will.
meth as a currency, so womp womp, right?
Womp.
So if I'm doing, I bet I've done 20K with G&G this year. No, maybe less. I don't know. I'd have to go through my orders and look. I bet it's less.
Yeah.
It's a little bit interesting though because a lot of people want to swear that airsoft is doing great, but they're only measuring the metrics that the manufacturers are doing and that they're bringing in rather than obviously locally. Because I did try and I was thinking of doing like a video on whether or not airsoft is doing shittier, right? And I did start doing research and like nerd research, mostly like fucking looking at graphs and going into like
Oh shit. Motherfuckers out here looking at graphs, son.
Nerd.
And actually looking at like economy graphs and how much has the U.S. brought in from like fucking airsoft, because those exist actually.
Yeah.
And for some reason they say it's gonna grow, but I think that they're just measuring like the manufacturers, how much is going through ports, not in reality how much is
Yeah.
being sold. The
I
other
could
thing is
see that the argument of import though. Like you're not
I
going to
would
keep bringing product
argue.
in if it's not selling well, unless you're that
I
one
would.
company.
I would argue that the only metric that probably really matters in like uh, nationwide is how the airsoft fields are doing. Because if your fields are doing shit, where the fuck are you gonna play this except for in your backyard with your kids?
true. No, that's
So
right.
I know a lot of the smaller fields, like I was kind of in the loop with High Ground on whenever they were going through COVID.
Ooh, I was in the loop for
Fucking
high
wiped them
ground.
out, man. Like
Yeah.
if it wasn't for Evike, bad shit
Yeah,
could have happened.
and that's the other thing. COVID it was like a double-edged sword. Indoors
Mm,
got screwed.
mhm.
Outdoors, like probably
Took
like
off
were the
Bro,
probably.
ones that
we
gained.
were
I mean,
flourishing.
like
Yeah.
how like I think the craziest I saw true aim to the point where I just didn't want to play anymore was like that time that you had like almost 100 and something players, wasn't it? At the field once shooting,
Uh,
and it was so many I couldn't even get past like the first few buildings because there were so many fucking people shooting.
we
They're
would
like
have like
replicas that it was
120.
like
Yeah,
insane.
we would have like 120 player days, not
Damn.
weekends.
Yeah,
Like Saturday 120, Sunday 160.
Good for you.
yeah.
But that was
By the way, Manny,
21.
uh,
What?
I know this is
Yeah.
off topic, but
Of
your little Instagram hashtag that you somehow figured out to put on your camera, it's fucking backwards.
For you probably it's better.
Nerd. No, I'm looking
No,
at YouTube, and
no,
it's
Grant's
backwards.
right. It's backwards. You
Why is
fucked
it?
up.
It was like
You
perfectly
put all
fine.
that effort into doing something kind of
No,
cool.
so for me it looks fine, right?
Oh,
I literally just
it
tagged
doesn't
you on
matter
a
what it looks like
fucking
for you.
round. So that's how it looks. So
All
I can
right.
flip it back
Yeah, I would
easily.
flip it.
But
I would flip it.
um and now all I need to do is
I'm
flip the
I'm
tag.
telling you because I love you, and I'm making fun of
This
you
looks
because I'm an
good.
asshole, and because I
This,
love. There you go. That looks good. There.
it
See.
just looks weird on my end because it's flipped on my end for some
Yeah.
reason. But
It
now I
ain't there
just
for
I
you.
just looked at the stream. Should be fine now. No, it still looks flipped. Oh, there you go. It's just delayed by a lot.
But yeah, I think the metric of the fields bouncing back probably would be worth looking into because I'm wondering now that you bring it up, how many new fields are opening since we're kind of like we're out of COVID and people
So
have a
when you
chance to kind of
say fields, are you
I
talking
mean,
yeah.
about
are you
businesses
talking about fucking
or
corporations?
like those
Uh,
weird
Are
like
you talking
we
about fucking
go
corpos?
there, like there's a
No.
gathering.
I mean like there's an actual business that has a field and a little fucking check-in shop and maybe a little bit of a store, like an actual
I
playable
don't.
field.
At least here in California, it's not at least that it's really.
NorCal's had two. Are we talking
Really?
Well,
post COVID to now, or within like the
Yeah,
last
post
from
calendar?
COVID,
2020 to now.
Two in
post.
Northern California. Now, if you want to talk about quality, how they're doing, different fucking we can argue the semantics of success, but there have been two. That Sac County Airsoft Field, the one where they're doing all the tournament shit, and then
Hmm.
AEX. But how are they doing? Yee.
Is
I
that
wonder what their main pull is to getting people in, other than just like, oh, we're an airsoft field. Like,
Sac County
like you
doubled
said,
down
the
on tournament
tournaments.
guys.
Yeah,
um?
that was smart.
Um, uh, yeah, no shit. And AEX is trying,
I think for them, it's that they're running the field every day. I think
Mm,
but the
yeah, just probably
problem
want to
that those
bump
two
that to
fields are
weekends.
running
because you
into
can
is they're
you
small.
can yeah, but you can literally get like a small party of like kids that maybe want to go and play during the week or after school or some shit like
yeah,
that.
but weekday play is very hard to sustain. Now you go look at Tax City, one of the most famous fields out there. It's not like they're getting crazy baller numbers on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I'd figure. But I don't know. I feel that they just, because they have the store there now, they're just having the employees just do both things. I
AEX?
figured. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's
On
there's some
top of
stuff,
that,
there's some
double.
stuff
Let's
behind that,
use.
but yeah,
Let's. How can you use my employees and get the most money out of out of it?
I
Oh,
mean
let's have them work 2 jobs.
AEX made a smart ass play. I'm not mad at. I mean, fucking Peter knows what he's fucking doing.
In what way? I'm just a consumer here, okay? I don't know business.
AEX, all the shit I talk about AEX and Peter. He was one of the reasons why I knew I could do this, like in the industry, because AEX was a sole retail entity. They did not have a field in Sacramento. They were competing with Larry, and they were competing with Tony also, and that's you're talking from Lodi to AEX is less than 40 minutes. Like that's a
Yeah,
reasonable
about that.
drive. But like that Rancho to Stockton area is pretty heavily contested for where you can spend your airsoft dollars. So if AEX has been able to survive for shit, man, before I got in the game, so at least 2016, because that's where I got my first rifle when we got back from Gitmo.
Yeah.
That's where I
Don't
start.
you
That's
love that place?
Oh my god, that's a separate
It's
issue.
actually a
Place.
vacation to
We'll
be
do
honest.
different episodes on that. But I know they've been around since at least 2016.
You know the airsoft economy is going to shit whenever the paintball field on Gitmo Naval Base shuts down.
What's funny is you can't. They have They had a policy on Gitmo. You couldn't play airsoft there. You could not.
But paintball was fine.
Paintball only, no airsoft. Because I asked.
That's so typical Navy fashion. That
Yeah, I
doesn't
know,
make
right?
any fucking sense.
No, not at all. But I mean, AEX, all those retail stores, in particular to my area, AEX, TNT, and Larry, especially Larry, all of them were like, the proof is in the pudding for me that this is sustainable. Especially with TNT and AEX, they'd never had a field. They've only done brick and mortar retail, and AEX has had multiple plays at once. Like I remember going in there, and they've got 4 dudes behind the counter. Now, granted, were they all being paid? I don't know. Not like a shitty free labor, but like I'll have guys that'll just show up and hang out with me, and people will come in and they'll just work behind it. Fucking Manny will do it.
Yeah.
Very good
So
at it.
so it could just be like some of those times I walked in, like like Malcolm's homies are in there helping out because it's busy just for fun. I don't know. Cass in the
What's
house.
up,
What's
Cass?
up, Crash?
Speaking of guys that are too scared to go to Milson West events, hi Cass.
Hi, Cash.
Can't get him to
You know,
go to Kharkiv. Can't even get him to go to friggin' Frostbite. What a
Dude,
nerd.
you could have come to Victorville whenever I was there, and you fucking pass on that. I'm judging you, Cass.
he doesn't love you enough.
He could have
Yeah,
been
Just
there
gotta
with
say
no.
it
us,
out loud.
drinking
Could
and
have been
doing
there.
illicit narcotics and watching casuals quit.
Quit by the droves. What's up, Kirk? Hey, I'm gonna go grab another beer. I'll be right back.
You'd better, son of a bitch.
I gotta drink enough beer to make up for the fucking
You get back and
600
then we'll talk about
milligrams of
Evike.
caffeine that I drank while I've been gaming.
We're gonna talk about what?
We'll wait for Grant to come back and then we'll talk about the Evike thing.
Oh, yeah. That's very interesting. Fuck. I don't. Look, I have a lot to say about that shit. Especially after looking at that confidential video. It's just I sometimes wonder if it's just me and the way that I say shit, or people just like to ramble around in their heads thinking the worst and then just go with that shit.
I mean, it could be column A, column B.
I I try to be sympathetic because I was a ES charitable, right? Because that's how Jesus wants me to be, right? But it blew my fucking mind when I read that information. It's just I'm like, are we talking about the same people in the same videos, or what the fuck is going on here?
So, reference to the Spectrum video that I did. Grant, I think I told you this. I heard. Now, I'm not going to say who told me.
Yeah.
Maybe it was someone I know from the great state of Texas. Maybe it was someone I know from Rhode Island or the East Coast with personal connections I may or may not have. Maybe it was someone in Northern California because a lot of people are very friendly with me here. Maybe it was someone in Southern California. Maybe. But allegedly, and by allegedly, I mean 100% it happened, an e-bike employee after hours
Mm-hmm.
walked into my friend's business and asked
Oh yeah, you
him,
told me this.
yeah, and asked him, hey, who's this Caver guy? Did you see that Specna video he put up? Like, what do you think this is bad? Do you think this is gonna hurt us? This, that, and the other. And he was like, oh, you mean the motherfucker that's saying things that we've all been thinking for years?
The obvious shit.
Yeah, so I guess that started a brief discussion. Now, to be fair, the Evic employee that walked in, it's not like they were like wearing the Evic shirt and going in like bum bum bum. Evic police, open up. We got to ask you some questions. I guess they were going in anywhere just to like say hey and hang out for like social reasons, and then they're like, oh, by the way,
I saw this shit.
subsequently,
This is
What the
weird.
fuck?
the fuck,
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess the Evic employee didn't. I don't know if they're like customer service or like a cashier. Good news, it wasn't George. I specifically asked who that was. I was like, oh, fuck, was it George? They're like, no. You kidding me? He wouldn't care about this. Uh, but they wouldn't say like who it was, or I bet I could find out if I asked my eBay employee friends because I got a couple. But point being, apparently that video got all the way back to Europe and did a little tour up there, and then it got to some of the Evic guys, and they went, "Oh, I don't think we considered this side of the house."
Both, yeah, both.
Yeah.
Apparently my video did too. So,
Yeah.
and
So
it wasn't.
You
It's not like
false
it wasn't
information spreader.
something crazy. Yeah, I know.
it wasn't
I'm the
slander.
fucking Mexican Alex Jones now, apparently. I don't know if I don't understand. Fucking
Alejandro Jones.
Alejandro Jones, fucking. They're making the
Oh
agua and
my
the frogs,
god.
fucking
Man, you've got to
maricones.
do. I don't care if you AI that thing. You've got to do like a face swap with you and Alex Jones and just start going on rant.
Oh my god, stop, because I know I can do it, and like, stop. You're gonna fucking like give me like some ADHD hyperfocus, and then I'll end up with that fucking video like in like the next 15 minutes if I wanted to.
Oh, it's so
Okay.
good. Nom, nom, nom. Can you taste the
You're in the
salt?
freaking
Nom, 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 nom,
rentals,
nom.
Cade. Do you understand
Oh my
that?
god, please.
Making the rental, and not only that, I know I can fucking AI Alex Jones voice to say whatever I want too.
Oh,
So
please. Alex Jones voice with like a Mexican
upscaling
accent.
the airsoft fuck.
Oh god, that'd be great.
With like a
Oh
Sinaloa
man.
accent just to really get it in there.
No. AI. A lot of
With like
people want to fear
like
AI.
a
I
Chapo
embrace
shirt
it.
on.
Okay. Okay, that's a little bit.
But back to e-bike.
Right, back to
What I
things.
think back to our I don't want to say shit talk right now because I'm about to say good things about Evike. Like me and James discussed over the phone a couple days ago, Evike is excellent at player relations.
The best.
I've benefited from it a lot. Other people have benefited
Bro,
from it a
you
lot
straight up
just at
have Evic
airsoft.
privilege.
Bro, I know.
You got a backpack with your name
He
sharpened
got a
on
free
it. Okay?
hotel room.
Dude, the hotel room, like I looked at the receipt later on. I don't know if I get some nasty grams for saying this, but it was like mid $500.
Oh yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
that hotel did? They actually fucking charged me. Did you rent like a porno or something? Because it was like a
What?
$35 charge from
What?
that
What?
hotel from your. I don't know.
Was it
I'm
the
starting to
party?
wonder. Grant fucking purchased one of those like after hours movies at the fucking television, or fucking drank some fucking water that they have there that are.
What could they have? We didn't do
I don't know. It
anything.
was $35. I was like, okay, whatever.
It wasn't
Did
from
one of us
parking,
steal
was
a
it?
towel?
No, it couldn't have been for the parking. It was from that from your
Did you
hotel
get a
because I
ticket there
looked it
too?
up and
Dang.
it came back to that hotel.
Grant's
It
out here
wasn't to the
laundering
one that
money.
we're. Or
Age limit for Milsim West is 15? No, 13. Because of special, yeah. 13. 13's the youngest. They don't check.
But yeah, super good at player relations. I think they dropped over 30 grand of giveaways at Airsoft Con.
Oh
They
yeah.
were bringing airsoft guns out by the fucking pallet. And so
Yeah.
they were like halfway through their giveaways that they were supposed to do. And Mr. Evite came out. It's just like, hey, George, here's another fucking pallet. I forgot of what it was, but of
Was it
AEGs.
Cybergun?
Give them away. No, it wasn't Cybergun.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, okay, I remember that conversation now. Oh, no. Oh, God. It wasn't Arcturus, but I think it was another gun that started with A.
Aries?
Anyways.
Yep.
No, but anyways, they just
Anyway.
like, hey, here's another pallet. Give it away. You know, that's a fuck ton of money. They spent like 30, 40 grand in giveaways. Just for the
Yeah,
players.
it's a lot.
That's at the fucking like little airsoft pistol shooting competition where it was like me and 10 other dudes shooting at the targets. They did it. I don't know the cash value, but they gave away a couple guns. Like my wife won a Daniel Defense ICS Mark
Damn,
18.
girl.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Well, also,
Chop
if
shop,
one of
no,
us
you
is going to
can't.
be the cynical one, ICS very cost effective. All their in-house shit is very cost effective, but that only
Yeah, but
goes
it's
to
got the
prove your point.
copyright.
It's just like more stuff.
Yeah. It's you still have the Daniel Defense licensing and all that shit that makes it expensive.
Hell no, you can't leave a Milsim West event at night, you casual.
Yeah, probably the only way you're gonna get away with leaving the event and not getting DQ'd is if I don't know your buddy slices his arm open and has to go to the hospital.
Even then, we
If
had to make
they
sure you
like
could come back.
Yeah, if they like you, they might call you back and be like, "Hey, fucking get your asses back over here, anyways."
He went to the real hospital? What a bitch. Keep him out. Oh, he's that Twitch guy? No, he's good.
Oh God, no.
LOL.
Initially, I thought that I was done. I was like, "All right, well, there goes my first Milsom West. I'm fucking DQ'd. Let's go
Well,
fucking
I'm a
eat some
pussy.
pizza and get drunk." Yeah, right.
All the professional things I've done, all the things with water and guns, couldn't get a go checked off at an airsoft game. That's just funny as fuck. Any fucking
Dude,
way.
I was so happy to come back.
Oh,
Thank God you were there to fucking catch that shit. Because I
baby,
wasn't
who am
gonna come
I?
back. I thought I was done.
I just got to call Josh, be like, hey, J-Dog. Hey, homie.
You got somebody that walked off. They're coming back.
You know that bitch with floaties? He got a boo-boo.
Fucking floaties.
yeah,
Oh god.
yeah,
Can you imagine
floaties.
if
Yeah, that guy. That should have been your fucking call. You, oh my god, you should have been call
Oh, dude,
sign
that would have been
floaties.
so funny. Next time I'll bring some old training tactical flotation systems, put it on my belt, and then just accidentally pop them off, and just have these two giant fucking air inflated
Oh,
kidney
please.
bags off my butt.
So good.
There's no areas. Does Milsom West do any events like in areas that involve bodies of water? Not really, right?
Nope.
No. Didn't it I think I saw some content from Alphonse. He did
Oh, that
a
was like
video,
in fucking Puerto
Um,
Rico, wasn't it?
No, it was in. I want to say Louisiana, like New Orleans.
yeah, like the
somewhere.
sunken
In
town.
sunken houses. Yeah.
Oh, the sunken
Yeah.
town. But no, he went to.
He
Oh
went to
no, it
Puerto
wasn't
Rico
Puerto
and did a
Rico.
lot of shit
Mm-mm.
like in like rivers and shit. Because I remember the video you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he
Was
did.
like he had a fucking
He had a gas gun.
mini 14 or
Yeah, he did
something.
some
Like came
silly
out of
stuff.
a river.
Yeah.
But they had like a little rib, and they were running around to all the flooded homes on the training site. And I recognize the training site because I haven't been there, but that's where a lot of people at my unit went for flood response training.
Ooh,
That would be pretty cool.
That would be a
It's
lot
just,
of fun.
it just kind of suck because you would
But
need a gas, only probably a gun, probably.
but as a field manager, can you imagine the liability? Especially whenever you know people are
yeah.
gonna come and they don't know how to swim. They don't know how to swim with boots on. They
Then
don't know
probably
how to
they
swim
shouldn't
with
get in the
boots and
water.
plates on. And they definitely don't have a flotation system, nor do they know or have been trained on how to use it. Like fucking water survival training with like the shit that we do it was a little scary at first. Like I had a buddy pass out in the bottom pool. It was awesome.
I've never done water train. We don't do
It's
that.
fun. It's fun if you enjoy panic and not breathing. You get used to it. But that would be fun to do, like some rib stuff though. Like you got to get a rib and then go climb this Jacob's ladder or a spec
Jacob's ladder. What the hell?
Jacob's ladder is like the giant orange ladder that you see a lot of like commercial ships drop down whenever they have people boarding up on the side. Like the spec ladder or the caving ladder with that wire. Yeah, they're actually not that great. I honestly kind of preferred the spec caving ladder over that.
Right, you'd rather just have the the U shape through the P hole. Got it.
Yeah.
What?
Just...
Don't Google Jacob's ladder. You know what? Google it, Grant. Google Jacob's ladder.
Oh God.
Go
Am I
ahead.
gonna get a virus?
I just reminded.
Nope.
I just remembered what that was. I just remembered what that was.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
Live reaction.
Jacob's ladder. Oh boy. So
Let's
it's
see.
a horror
Burn
movie.
my eyes again.
Nope. It's a piercing. Maybe Jacob's ladder piercing.
It's a it's a piece of workout equipment. Oh no.
Technically. Jacob's ladder pierce. Yep, he found it.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
How old were you the day you found out that Jacob's ladder was a piercing?
Oh no. I just saw it on a banana. I didn't even see the fucking NSW one.
Quality content.
Oh, my
Time for another beer.
virginity, it's gone.
Yep. Folks, that's the kind of top tier content you can hope to receive here on the Sup Nerds podcast.
And that's the peak for tonight. That's
let's go ahead and clip that chat.
let's just go ahead and wrap it up there. You're not gonna get any better than that. I'm glad that's on my history now. You got to use the incognito browser. It doesn't actually do what it says it does, but it keeps it off your search history.
I
All
usually
right,
wait
retail.
to
Right.
when that
Anyway,
goes
back
up.
to that shit. So,
Yeah. Fuck.
what I have learned post that video,
The Jacob's Ladder video that you
yes.
watched that you try to refer me to.
That I self-filmed. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah.
So I am now going to
For your
sign up
pleasure.
for Dark Armory, which is going to be interesting. Which
Dark or
apparent
Delta? I thought it
Delta?
was Delta.
One or the other. I keep fucking forgetting. So for those in the chat, I drop Specna video. It fucking goes wild in the B2B scene because I'm the only motherfucker doing that kind of content. And I do so like if you look at my SEO for that, it's just like all the popular Specna SEO hits. Yeah, so anyone looking for like a Specna AEG review might have got my video on like, hey, here's what's going on. So it makes a kerfuffle in Europe, shall we say, because one of the guys from England, yeah, from the UK, hit me up and said, "Hey, like, you want some more BTS with airsoft retail that's also involving EVIC and acquisitions and how it's shaking up the scene in Europe and how like European retailers are like real grumpy." I'm like, "Oh my god, yes, I want those details. Of course, I want
International
those
drama.
details." Yeah, quite interesting. And then in you can read in the comments of that video, one of the guy was like, "Hey, this is why we should support." I think it's Dark Armory. Actually, I could check my email because if I start getting his name wrong now, I'm gonna look like a real asshole. Delta Armory,
Yeah, you're welcome.
Delta Armory. Why do I want to keep saying Dark Armory like it's some kind of fucking D&D shit? So Delta, from my understanding, Delta is to Specna like what Crytek is to KWA. Like they're fucking like rivals. Like
Pitted
boom.
against each other. Yeah.
So Nigel from Delta. So this guy used to work for Elite Force, a super heck of a nice guy. Goes way back in the industry. Kind of like Charlie, he's worked for various companies. He knows like the ins and outs of all kinds of stuff. He calls the store and asks for me. And Tyler's like, yeah, he's right here. Boop, here you go. I'm like, oh no. And I think he asked for no, he asked for me by name. Because here's a pro tip for you if you're running a store. Anyone that asks to speak to the owner, nope, stop that call in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because we get a lot of those like Google fake ads and all that shit. So he says, hey, is this James? I was like, yeah, who's this? He says, I'm Nigel from Delta. I'm like, and I immediately went, you're calling because of the Specna video, aren't you? And like, you could hear, like, he probably had this like professional semi-scripted out, like pitch, like, hi, how are you doing today? I'm this person.
Yeah.
I represent this. Like, and I was like, bitch, are you calling because of the Specna video? And you could just hear him go, like, mid-sentence go, no.
Yeah.
I was like, you're calling because of the video. And then it was just dick jokes after that, basically. So that's interesting. Like that one video got all the way to like headquarters buildings in Europe, got all the way to EVIC's like employees asking about me and thoughts on what I'm saying. And then it landed me a new account.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll lead to better dealer relations with Evike, at least on proprietary or not proprietary, but sole distribution products.
So me and a buddy of mine had this conversation, uh, and I was like, and he's been in the industry for a while, and we said, hey, what would you work for Evic? He's like, I thought about it, but I don't like what I like to do isn't necessarily a part of their business model right now. It could be in the future, but right now Evic is basically transactionally based. They don't have account managers. They don't have like business consultants or anyone that helps with like the business side of thing. It's just the only time bro. So here's maybe a great example. I've had an EVIC account for since 2016. Uh, I place like a $2,000 order or whatever, and it goes through. A couple weeks later, I go to do another EVIC order, and I don't have dealer access anymore. And this is a couple months ago. So I'm like, what the hell is this? I call them like, hey, I have a business account, I have a dealer account. This is what's going on. They're like, okay, let me get you to this guy. The guy I needed to talk to, it took me like a day and a half to get a hold of him because I guess he's the one guy that handles that. So I have to keep trying to call him and trying to see what's going on. And then he finally goes, "Oh, we need a copy of your seller's permit." If you had an account manager, wouldn't one of the jobs of that account manager to give you that heads up months in advance before you pull dealer access?
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, and I'm probably putting the cart in front of the horse a little bit right now.
Do it. It's
If
what we do.
you got offered a position doing vendor relations for Evike, would you consider it?
Nope.
Do you think that it's a position that should be filled?
They won't fill it.
Yeah, but it would be interesting how that position would work
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
because
they would do it though.
they would have to be beholden to so many different entities, and they would have to find. Here's where I guess we could just roll this because I was going to do this in a separate episode. Here's where manufacturers drop the fucking ball every time. They don't have nerds. So the kind of people I like dealing with are the car salesmen that are also mechanics.
Yeah.
Because a mechanic will sell a car way better than a salesperson, in my opinion. Like my techs are great salespeople because they know both sides. If you don't have someone that can answer specific questions, you're not going to get a sale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Does
whenever
that-
I go up to a certain company, it's like, hey, what's the specs on this product? And they're like, oh,
And
it
they're like,
shoots good.
I don't know.
So if they were
I
to fill that position, let's say they were to have like an account manager, it would, in order for that to be completely successful, we're talking 100% successful, they would have to have um, someone that knows, not necessarily knows sales, kind of, but they need to know product and like airsoft information. Like, hey, can I put an 11-volt battery in this? Does it come
Mhm.
with a MOSFET? Is it a proprietary MOSFET? Is it a gate ASR? Like, they have to know products.
Yep.
It's so hard to find people like that because there are manufacturers out there that just have numbers people.
A
We know
resident
these
Russian
companies.
roulette into chat.
Oh, Thomas in the chat.
Hey, Thomas.
My favorite.
We
Russian
know
person.
people. We know companies that don't have text or product. They're just
Yeah.
faces. They're a mouthpiece for the company.
Mhm.
So if they were
And
to have that position, it would have to be someone that can tell me more than just what's on sale. They would have to be able to distinguish between products. So, for example, let's say, and this is where I think it would be crazy. First, the company would prioritize all the products they want to sell. Then they would have to figure out how to pitch those products, but also understand that there are going to be stores like mine that have a zero tolerance policy on so much of the crap they sell. You're not going to get me to buy like a Matrix M4. I don't care what the price is. I don't care what the margin is. But if you don't understand why you have shipping containers full of Matrix M4s, you're going to fail in your job. Now there
Well,
are
because the
dudes
business
that
is
will sell those things. I'm not one of them. The guys I know, none of the stores in Norco, well, maybe one, but out TNT, higher standards than that. Like all of us have such high standards for products, and we know that Evic doesn't necessarily care. That job would have that guy has to know, he has to be a subject matter expert in so many things.
Not only that, but I feel that I'm looking at this through the lens of like someone that doesn't know, obviously doesn't own a business. I've only been like a little speck behind closed doors,
You
right?
get to see all the bullshit I get to deal with.
Yeah. And plus that, like what you show me and what you talk about. So I feel that it's just Evike wouldn't do it or place a position like that, or if they did create one, they would force the hand of that person to fucking push something
That's
specific.
what worries me about a position.
That
So you could create a position and still have that position be bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's
what if
that's
they
where
made that position and the purpose of that guy wasn't to like, you know, reduce the MSRP or, you know, your dealer MSRP, but just to do like one thing that you mentioned in your first video, or the only video, sorry, um, was just how like Charlie was constantly like checking in on y'all. Hey, don't worry
Yeah.
about that. Like everybody else is dealing with it. What if the purpose of the dealer relations was to not worry about money? Because Evike is a vendor, they're not a
Right.
manufacturer. They're going to make money.
That's not
They
technically
need to
correct,
make
but sure.
money. Well,
that's not true. No, what you said.
But I see where
they
you're
get
going
them
with that.
from the manufacturer and they sell them. Okay, they're
What do you think
so
EMG
they're
stands
gonna.
for?
I know that. Um. Anyways, asshole.
Anyways,
Uh.
but I see where you're going. I see the path.
So they're gonna make their cut regardless, and they're not gonna slash their cut to cater to another business. That's fine. I get it. It's in your business model. But at least do things like you talked about event support. You talked about just having somebody that you can call, you know, like actually having somebody that's tracking your orders and giving y'all like a heads up on whenever things are coming back into stock. A position like that where it gives a little bit of advantage to like the other vendors that are buying
It
from
would
you.
help, yeah. Bobo.
I'd be interested to just hear their thoughts on it.
It
By the
would.
way, the two viewers that you greeted on your Twitch is just me and Manny. Unless there's someone there that I don't know.
I'm not even on there.
No,
Oh, really?
actually, well, oh yeah, huh? Because that means that it's me and you. LOL. It
Well, it
would.
is. It still shows up. Okay. But yeah,
So
I don't know.
here's where I'm just gonna piss on your hopes and dreams, Grant.
Oh,
Just
that's fine.
Oh,
I'm
good.
used to it.
I
piss
like
on them.
this.
Having seen how the average company, the average manufacturer can drop the ball on what you described.
Take the dog on a walk.
Hey, you need to take your dog on a walk.
Have just watching them
Bobo
drop the
needs his
ball.
walk.
That wasn't me. Which
Oh,
ironically
that
enough,
was
Sharon
Manny.
is taking Bo out right now, so I think that was Manny's
Hey,
phone.
Sharon.
Grant said
Okay.
hi.
Okay.
She waved.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway,
I didn't use it.
having seen companies drop the ball in this aspect, I have no expectation for them to actually follow through proficiently so let's say, all right, I'm going to throw this back at both of you that know exactly what I'm talking about. Fuck, Manny, what is it called when the commander sits down? It sits down, NCOD, not an NCODP, when the commander's like, hey, what's wrong with the company? Both of you know what I'm talking about.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. Commanders.
I don't know what the army word is for it, but just
fuck.
a deep.
So let's say you're an E3, right? You're new to the Coast Guard, you're new to the Army or whatever.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's gonna come at some point. Keep going.
And he goes, hey, this is just for, you guys. What can we do to make this to make the company better, or the boat, or whatever the gay ass term is that you
Like
use?
a DEOC survey? Is that what y'all
Probably
use
that
too?
might be the Coast Guard equivalent of it.
Yeah.
But your
Yeah.
commanding
Sounds
officer
like a
comes
Coast Guard.
out and says, "Hey, open door, amnesty period to say whatever you want." And all the E1 through even E4s are like, "Oh, sir, we should do this, we should do that, we should do this." The commander's going to take all that input and maybe implement some of it for the next 2 months. And then in the next fiscal quarter, it's going to go
Then
back to the
forget
fucking
about it.
chaos yep, that is exactly how this would go down. Is they would make this position, let's say it's business relations, right? It's called business relations or business consultant or whatever. I wouldn't expect that. First of all, I'm not going to expect that person's going to be in that same job in the next 6 months. They're just going to start cranking out emails that I'm not going to fucking read. Because I don't read, this is going to hurt some of my friends' feelings that are also my account managers. I don't read anyone's emails. Elite Force, Arcturus, all those guys, all that shit goes into my junk mail. I don't give a fuck unless I am ready to buy something. So now here's where some of the companies go, right, that I've known for years. So Ryan from G&G, perfect example of a company empowering an employee to do better things. Granted, back into this wasn't necessarily his job when he came in. Technically, Victoria's my sales rep. I need something, I just call fucking Ryan. I'm sorry, Victoria. Me and Ryan are broskies. So Ryan from G&G right now is the best asset any company can have in the industry. He knows players. He knows how it goes on the field because he's worked. He's still, I think, technically is an N1 ref. He still plays events. He knows products. Not he can't necessarily. I don't believe he can necessarily tech, but he understands parts and their functions and this, that, and the other. But he knows all aspects of airsoft, kind of like the British Prime Minister, basically, of airsoft. No other company really has that on that level. If something comes up, he'll text me, or he'll call me, or I'll call him and ask him something. The only time I send him it, the only time me and Ryan will email is if we've spoken about something personally and he goes, "You know what? Can you put that in an email? Send that to me and CC Amanda." Go, "Yes, sir, I can." Other than that, it's just me and him texting and talking back and forth. That's what Evike would need. Not just some monkey to send out like, "Hey, this month we've got a sale for the next fiscal quarter." No, I don't need that motherfucker. I need someone that's gonna DM me memes. That's what I need. I need someone that I think is gonna be in that position for the next couple of years. Because if it's some short-term motherfucker, I'm not gonna pay him any mind. Because I know that
You
in a
know,
company that big, they're gonna be in another position soon.
you know what? I think Evike's way of sales reminds me a little bit about those newspaper that you get in the mail of like
The penny
fucking
savers?
Safeway and shit and all that
Yeah.
that has the the Big Five, the fucking
Yep.
newspaper that you get from Big Five. That's what it reminds me of. That's when now that you said that, Evike looks like that in my eyes now. Like it's just like, oh, look at this, we have fucking, I don't know, 10% sale on fucking baseball bats and shit. I don't know.
Yep.
Or in this case, probably fishing rods, since Evike to sell fishing rods.
Here's
I
the
wish they
kind
would
of
make some freshwater stuff, by the way.
here's the kind of scary part about Evic and their vendor in their how they handle their dealers. And I know it's not a slight against them; they're a huge company, and I know I'm just being fucking cynical at this point. They have been this big for this long, and they still don't have this position, which tells me it's not a priority, and it's probably not going to be a priority until they need it to be a priority. I need it to be a priority now. They don't need it to be a priority. So if you tell me in the next couple months they're creating a new position or several new positions that are specific to my needs, like an account manager or relations or whatever you want to call it, that tells me that they're hurting. And you're going to see that based on the products they're going to try and push to you. So if they're just like, hey, we're creating these new, I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers are hurting for money. That's why
Which
you're
obviously
doing all
they're
this.
not. Yeah, and it's going to be probably a lot easier for them just to focus on keep on doing what you're doing because it's working.
Well, the other thing is
But
that position, how you would either do you create, okay, now look at the business side. Do I MTO that as a new position? Do I add those duties and responsibilities to current positions? Do I give additional compensation for that? Like, what is the metric of that position? And then what's the compensation for that individual filling that position? So if, let's say it's the pay raise isn't that big for them. There's no like incentive for them to try and do shit because they're just some dude. Like,
my interest would be with, I think now we're coming into a time where smaller airsoft fields might start picking up. So if they want to build the community up from the ground up, which they do that with the player base, they do giveaways and
right.
they do the cons and all that shit. If they want to build it from the ground up, maybe start making those distributor relations with the small fields where all the people are going to go play.
Yeah.
Maybe not to the extent of like an outpost, but it would be a way to feel like it'd be like a grassroots campaign.
Well, here's all right. I'm gonna say something that's gonna be quasi-racist, so you want to bear with me on this one.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
It is very common for, granted, and this isn't necessarily about. Actually, I think I said this in the first video, so it's actually not racist. A lot of the Asian-run companies are ROI focused, immediate, direct ROI focused, and it's very little on casting a broad net and hoping you catch something. So whereas, let's say I've got a bunch of product in my warehouse that I know isn't selling worth a shoot. I would take that product, find all my vendors that haven't been putting big orders in for the last, let's say, 4 to 6 months. So all those orders, let's say, basically what I would try and metric to be a quote unquote struggling field, and I just send it out. Like, hey man, I saw last 6 months you spent $10,000 less than you did this time last year. First, I would have a con as the dude, as the relation guy or whatever that job. First thing I want to do is figure out why. Like, hey, what's going on? What's happening? I would assume they're struggling. I would assume they'd be in some sort of low income area, and then I would find whatever product I know is just collecting dust, and I'd ship it to him. Go, hey, here's $500 worth of just free stuff, basically a stimulus package.
Yeah.
But you're sending free stuff out there because you know it's not going to sell anyway, or it's going to take forever to try and sell that crap. So if you send it out, you're making that person more money and you're increasing your relations. There aren't a whole lot of companies that really run that way. Arcturus does, but again, you look at the guys that are involved, like Andy Yoshida. understands that concept probably better than anyone. And he's able to convey that, I assume, to the big bosses at that company. G&G understands that a lot better now. I'm telling you, their event support is some of the best you're going to get in the industry. But look at all the local events you will see. Like you look at like what Frogs is doing in your area, Grant. Look at all the local fields that are not in the e-bike house when they put on these events. Not only who's quote unquote sponsoring it, but who's there, who's physically sending a booth there, and who's sending product to these events. Because yeah, free gun is nice. A booth is better.
Yeah, because that from my perspective, I can say that when I look at an event posting, I don't fucking look, fucking they're giving out G&G, or they're giving out a KWA, or they're giving out, I don't know, an Arcturus, gun. I'm looking at, okay, who's gonna be at those booths? It's saying that someone from KWA is gonna be there. Okay, who's gonna run that booth? Or
Is it going to be a KWA employee or some asshole like me or Manny?
Yeah. So stuff like that.
So
and I don't know, because
get
of the
specific if you want to. Actually, you keep talking. I gotta pee really bad. Keep talking. Bloop.
Yeah, but yeah, like when I see that, and it's maybe just my goal of what I'm trying to achieve within this industry, which is obviously like make more connections, like and expand, right? At least as as my own person, for people to know me. But that's what I look at and notice, right? It's like, oh, is this person going to be here, right? And if they develop that relationship with the people, or obviously putting a face to the company, then I think it's
Plus,
a lot
with
more beneficial.
the booth versus the giveaway, like you're not guaranteed a giveaway, but you know that you can go to that booth, put hands on a product, and like you're guaranteed that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, a lot of the I've always been very against any giveaways, like any absolutely any giveaways, whether it is like as a streamer. The only way that it's viable is if like you already have an established community, right?
Right.
But I've always seen it as an issue having to do giveaways, right? Or giveaways are giving away, like in this case, like an airsoft gun, right? Like someone gets a fucking Ares and they don't like Ares, like, oh fuck, now I'm stuck with a fucking gun that I don't give a shit about, right? Versus, oh, so and so from, or like for instance, Ryan from G&G is gonna be there. Oh, I want to fucking go there. I don't give a shit about the whole event. Like me, I personally didn't give a shit about Airsoft Con primarily. It's because I knew there was people that I haven't seen in a while, people that I wanted to meet for the first time, right? Were going there, and that's why I went. Even people that I haven't seen in a while were working for e-bike at the event and helping out. Like even noticed me and were like, "Hey, what's up, bro? Oh, I didn't know you were here. That's a new thing." So yeah, I think that being able to put a face to a company is like the best thing that either manufacturer or distributor, whoever you want to fucking call it, right? Putting a face to that is where,
because that's how you
I
make
think would benefit
that
them.
connection, and then you fucking add them on Instagram. You start sending them reels every day. You fucking bullshit them every once in a while, and then you have that relation already established. What I would be curious is to see. It's kind of hard, I think, for all of us, maybe James, but for all three of us to answer because we're not in that position anymore. But for your average player, just going there, oh my God, Airsoft Con is coming back after 5 years. I'm gonna go drive to LA. Your average consumer, what they look forward to, whether it's the meet and greet, the actually talking to people, because like your average player isn't gonna care about making connections with the staff of the
not at all.
company.
Airsofters go to Airsoft Con so they can get free stuff and stare at Kelly.
And then don't ever get me started. Remember the picture I sent you? Fucking other.
That poor
We
girl.
find him. He's a
I
coomer.
feel so bad.
That poor girl.
The first time that I was at Airsoft Palooza and I met Kelly and just
Such a sweetheart.
Kelly, please don't get mad at me for sharing this. She was having like heat stress and she went to
Oh,
get
yeah, you told me about
care
that.
of, and people were still
What?
knocking down
Oh,
the
you're
fucking
you're
door trying to
passing
talk
in
to
and
her.
out of consciousness. Okay, before you black out, will you sign my magazine?
Yeah, like fuck off.
Fuck, man. We should.
Uh,
All right,
I feel
my
bad.
AAR bullet for Airsoft Con, Manny, is we should have got more little bottles.
I know.
Yeah,
You know what? We need to
yeah.
go to Costco a day before.
Dude, what
At
I think
Costco a
was
day
kinda,
before and just fucking get like a whole fucking like case.
what I
So
think
let's
was my
say,
in at
yeah,
my first Palooza was that was whenever I started homebrewing and I had a whole bunch of like mead
the
that I
mead,
made. And I was just I just fucking
because you're one of those white
started
guys.
passing it out. Yeah, I'm one of those white guys. It was fucking good. Fuck off. They liked it.
So circling back to e-bike, let's say, as I'm getting this my last beer out of the fridge. Oh,
I'm gonna go grab mine.
so
Actually,
let's say we've got Evic, and I'll just wait for Grant to get back. Not wearing pants, not wearing pants. There we go.
Another news before it comes back.
And another
Have you
news.
done anything about Shoddy Show? Or are you just gonna nix it?
I think I'll go.
Because
I
I'm
think
gonna tell this right now. I don't think I'm going. I haven't
why?
heard a single word, not a lick, and we're like less than
In
2
reference
months away.
to.
KW.
Oh yeah, no, don't go.
I haven't heard nothing. But
Or it'll be last minute.
yeah, I'm not doing last minute. Motherfucker, I'm literally moving like in like
Oh,
3
that's right.
weeks.
Forgot about that.
And not only am I moving in 3 weeks, right? Like, I need some time. You need to fucking let me know, hey, motherfucker, are you ready for this? Sure. And not only that, I'm getting moved to RSP. That's where I'm gonna finish my contract. Yeah.
Where? RSP Roseville?
Sac.
Oh, that's right.
Sacramento.
It's Sacramento.
They do it.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do it
yeah,
in
that's right.
Sacramento now.
I forgot. That's how old I am.
They're letting me finish what I have left there.
So what I might do, I think I'll go, because I think a ticket is like $350, which is nothing really. I could just get the fucking company to pay for that. And I think Circus was like $50 a night on the strip.
I could ask my lady because she knows some fucking like weird like casino voodoo shit of like getting the rooms for free. That's how we did it when we went all the round trip.
Yeah.
We went through Vegas and then around to and then Nevada and Reno. She got it for free, both.
Okay.
Because apparently she plays slots.
damn.
Like digital slots that don't cut. So she
Yeah,
has like
I know
all
what
of
she's
those.
doing.
Yeah.
Because I got buddies that do that for poker.
So that's I'm gonna ask her.
Yeah, see if you can. Circus was like $50 a night.
Yeah, it's not a
During the
lot. I've
week,
seen it.
no.
It's like it's not that bad either.
So I might do that plus like a flight is what look, I'm not going on a fucking Spirit flight. First of all, you're out of your fucking mind.
Fuck you. I won't follow
will
you into a
never
Spirit flight.
I will never fall for a Spirit flight again. Because that's what
Yeah,
KWA always flew us with, and it was a horrible experience. Yeah, so I mean, in probably less than $1,000. So I might do it. But circling back to e-bike, so let's say they create this position. Not only would you need to create the position, you need to go out to the people. A job isn't good enough. I don't just need someone to talk to me about products. Yeah, that's going to help. What's really going to win people over and pull them closer to EVIC is EVIC going to these middle of nowhere stores, these middle of nowhere fields, and setting up booths and giving away free shit and helping them with marketing.
Mhm.
A full on business consultant thing.
Yeah, but I don't. Fuck.
For example,
I'm.
or Manny, do you remember when we did the TAC League, the KWA TAC League?
Yeah.
The great thing I got out of that was it got Combat Zone listed on EVIC because the tickets for that were sold through EVIC. So I got my field listed on EVIC. And that got me like 10 kids from the Bay Area that would have otherwise never been to my field. And a couple of them have started coming back to my events from the Bay Area because it started with an EVIC listing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's stuff like that they can do. It's full spread. It's not just products. It's attention, it's appreciation, it's marketing. Because if you take someone like me who basically has an associate's in marketing at this point, who knows how to use these platforms, who knows the left and right limits of what I can and can't post safely, someone that knows how to do their own effective marketing for retail and fields and events, and I'm still having problems. Imagine what these old ass boomers are having that don't eat, that hate Instagram, that hate
Oh
social
yeah.
media, that just like
Yeah.
have some shitty website. Imagine how those guys are doing.
Probably not very well. And I've seen. I mean, I made a few.
We've seen them.
And
I may or may not know a guy, and by may or may not, I mean I definitely know a guy. I was talking to him some time ago. This was before like I owned anything. I was just like a nerd. When I had like aspirations of doing stuff. So I'm talking to him about his marketing, and he's like, "Oh, in summation, he basically said, marketing doesn't work. I paid all this money for an ad to run for a week on the radio, and I didn't get anything out of it. And it was a local country radio station, but it was
This
his
fucking.
favorite station.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say who it was, Manny. We both know who this was,
I know who this was.
and he's a
Is
fucking
it-
sweetheart of a man, and he's a wonderful business person. But he doesn't understand social media that well. And to his credit, he will tell you that
Yeah. I mean,
he
he's still.
paid a substantial amount of money for an ad to run on the radio, a country radio station. Yeah.
Going back.
So so imagine how those guys are doing. Those fields
like
out in the middle of nowhere. Here's another great example. And I believe he gets e-bike sponsored. I'll call him out. David Bax, Hill 559, OP Frostbite. One of the most enjoyable events in Northern California. David's a fucking sweetheart of a human being. Hill 559 out in Clovis is picturesque. It's beautiful. When kids think airsoft or when they think milsim, that field is what they have in their brains. He starts promoting that event like 30 days out.
Not a lot.
No. And it's probably going to get 130 to 150 players. But when you look at someone like Milsim West, when Milsim West does their event there, they get like 400 to 500. So that venue is enticing enough to break 300 players easily.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can do it, what are you not doing that will fill that gap? Like, why are
Yeah.
you not even breaking 200 players? Millicent West can get like 4. What are we doing there?
Yeah.
There's a marketing thing
Well,
that could easily be in like. There's a
West-
lot.
Milsom West doesn't really ever stop the marketing. It's just rolling from one event to
Yeah.
the next one.
It's just
to
fucking
the
year
next
round,
one.
and probably there's like
Yeah.
what, a
But
break
they're
between like
always
major
talking
holidays.
about it, and
Mhm.
Yeah, doesn't stop.
there's
And not
that
only
there's that only that one event in December November timeframe that I'm going to. Which, by the way, if you haven't signed up for OP Frostbite happening the last weekend of November, the first weekend of December, tickets are about $107 total with processing. I digress. Point being, if you know there is an annual event that happens there and you can get 400 players, and the only other big event is towards the end of the year, why'd you stop talking about it? Why don't we do maybe,
Yeah.
let's say he's not confident enough to do that more than twice a year. Cool. Keep fucking talking about it. Or talk about it 2, 3 months out. Where's your Discord? Like, there's so much that could be done.
there's and
Where's
it's
your
what
influencer marketing?
it's so there's so much that can be leveraged on without the need of spending money. Maybe someone, if you really don't know shit about it, right? If you absolutely don't want to deal with it and want to have hands off, then yeah, you might spend some money on it. But there's so much potential to leverage, especially on this kind of market, which is who's the demographic mainly?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking kids. It's fucking kids or young adults for the most part, right? And then we have like us three old fucking farts fucking still
Us
somehow
retards.
playing. Yeah.
You have 90%
So it's like
that can still fill their knees and the 10% that can't fill their knees anymore.
there's so much that can leverage from social media, from what Jimmy does, which, to be honest, he fucking likes to provoke shit too. Like just, you know, endless things that won't cost a single penny if you take the time to learn how to do it, right? And they don't do it. They don't do it because, oh, it's too much work, or oh, it's just gonna add more work to the work that I already have. And it's like, well, what do you want? Do you want to grow your business? Do you not want to grow your business? What the fuck are you doing? Or do you just want to complain because you're tired of this? What? So I don't.
The hard part too is if you're looking at that as a role that you need to fill, you need to put the right person in that role. And to be honest, a lot of owners aren't the right person to fill that role. So who's going to fill it? Is it going to be a
Right.
collateral or someone else?
Or who's going to
Think-
call them and tell them, like, hey, you should do this, that, and the other. And I can tell you effectively that those are good things to do because look at how big our company is. This is what we do. And we're making this much money as a direct result of these posts on these platforms in this style. You know who would probably be really good at giving that advice? Even.
And it all comes full circle.
So there's a lot they could do, but there's a lot I don't
Just
think
don't
they're
do it.
gonna. Because at the end of the day, if they were to create a dealer relations, to me, that's just going to be a salesperson.
Yeah.
And it's ultimately just going to fuel their competition.
Yep. Well, not necessarily. Maybe not. Because I mean, they're realistically their competition is what? Maybe AEX, Amped, and GI. Those are the only big online retailers.
I haven't heard shit from GI since like 2015.
They're
I
still
mean,
doing stuff.
yeah.
They got.
They
I
got
heard
bought
some
by Lancer.
Lancer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard
That's
they
why.
had some internal
That's why you
shifting
see a lot of
happening.
Lancer shit. You see a lot
I
of
heard.
Lancer shit being pushed in their content now.
Yeah, I heard there was also some internal stuff. So Evike's doing good things, but I mean, there's still stuff that Evike could be doing better. They're just not gonna. For I don't know if it's because they've done the research and it turns out there's no ROI to it, or what the hell.
Yeah.
Or
But
maybe they just don't care to explore, and that's it. Because everything else that they have right now works,
but
and they're just
when
not gonna.
if you're Specna and you go back to Evic and your numbers start going down even lower, and you don't want to accept that it's because that you went back to Evic, I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Just blame the Mexican and the fucking
And,
white dude.
and the ginger, that's it. The fucking brownie
Just
and
blame the
Canelo.
Mexican guy that. Just blame the Mexican guy that hasn't spent a single cent on it,
Bro.
technically.
Oh, so
And then
good.
blame
Oh
the
my
the
God.
ginger dude that has only spent very minimal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine your whole company being taken down by 2 YouTube videos.
Oh my God. And
That'd be
neither one of
wild.
those channels have more than 4,000 subs.
Yeah,
That's so much.
that's
Imagine
You know
being
what?
intimidated by a guy with not even 3,900 YouTube subscribers.
Probably
like,
once.
you don't have the power to chop them down at the knees, and
No.
yet it kind of sounds like sounds
you are.
Sounds
they
like
chopped
me and Manny are
themselves down by
actually
the
are
knees.
influential enough to get a hotel next year.
It sounds like they chopped themselves down at the knees, and they don't want to say that it's their fault.
Not over yet, by the way.
So the thing that I was
I
going to
hope
do at
not.
SHOT
yeah.
Show, and I don't know, I may or may not still do it. I don't think I will. Or I'll just be like way more subtle about it. Was I was going to do 1 hour free consultations for new
at SHOT Show.
businesses, potential businesses, and pre-existing ones.
You know who we should have on here?
Oh God.
We should have Kurt from High Ground.
Oh, I'd love to talk to him.
I'm gonna text him.
Yeah, that'd be fun to have him on. I feel like he and I have so many friends in common, and I've never actually got to talk to him. I feel like a shit.
Yeah, I kind of
Because he was
Only
real
spoken
good
to
with
him once.
things where
he was tight with Soto.
yeah, he was. Probably one of those things where like I don't know why we've never talked to each other, but then all of a sudden whenever you just make
Like
the
be
click.
like me and Nigel, like we have so many friends in common. We're always at the same events and we just never like bump into each other. It's so wild.
I've only met him once, and that was when I did that event with KWA.
Who's that?
Texas.
Oh, Kurt?
Yeah, we met him at there was, I guess, a Evike dinner that was going on,
Ah, that sounds about right.
and everyone was there, but we went for the fucking NRA thing.
That's another thing that I will give Evic credit for. Dude, those motherfuckers know how to party.
Dude, yeah. I was fucking flabbergasted by my first post-Palooza after party. I was like, holy fuck, I got invited
Fuck
to
Palooza. The Evic
Dude.
party was wild.
I wasn't there.
I think I kind of prefer the Airbnb after party at Palooza.
Yeah, well, to be fair, that's
It was
player.
like
That's more.
everything
That's
they
more like
had.
non-official.
Well, that was like everything that they had at the Evike pre-party.
Oh, just at the house?
At an Airbnb with a pool.
Dude, it was SHOT Show 21, the last SHOT Show I went to, when they did like a soft opening of their Vegas store. They had a party, they had a kickback, open bar, free Filipino food. And they had 2 like mock gambling stations. One was blackjack, the other was craps, I think. That shit was fun. And they had those little go-karts they had like a little go-kart track where they're like that open space where they let like CQB and them play. That was a go-kart track. That shit was fun as fuck.
Damn.
Motherfuckers know how to party, I'll tell them that.
I think the only one I've
would.
gone to was the one at SHOT Show last year. Or this year, technically. The one
How
they
was
had
it?
This year.
They have like open
It was
bar and free
okay.
food and stuff?
Yeah, they had open bar, and then they had because it was not their official opening of the Vegas
It's like a soft one.
Evite site. Yeah, it was a soft one. they had the field and people were fucking playing and stuff
Yeah.
like that there.
Gay.
Yeah, that's where I met all the Mexican guys and shit. Like
How
from
much
Mexico,
do you think they spend for that open bar?
fucking
At,
shit ton, bro. We're
at
probably talking like
least.
open bar. If you like compare it to like open bars at like weddings, those are like what 12K, I think 10K.
I bet
You
they
have one
spend
of
at
those?
least 15 minimum.
It's
Because you got to
gotta be
think
more than like a wedding.
how many, definitely more than a wedding, how many vets are involved in airsoft?
A lot. I'm starting to
Ooh,
notice
you
like a
think that
lot.
doesn't make the drink count spike?
That's why they
Because
closed it earlier.
I
Yeah,
went
fucking-
to that bar several times. Dude, me and Tom got kind of fucked up from what I recall.
especially whenever
Me
you're
and
at an
Tom was
Airbnb
drinking.
where you know, like, you can pass out in the fucking backyard or on a lawn chair or something and be okay. Yeah,
Yeah, that shit was
you're gonna
fun.
And that's
fucking
where
put them down.
And did they have the bus for when you went, Manny? They
the
have
what? The what?
Did they have a shuttle bus for you?
No. For where?
Did you
Yeah.
get the peasant package? So
No,
last year,
we just went straight there.
it was they had a shuttle they had like a short bus with a stripper pole. Pause, we'll revisit that. Uh that was shuttling dudes back and forth from the e-bike store to Caesars, I think, back and forth. So you could basically drink. Basically, it was like their
Yeah.
DUI prevention, which was super fun. So I'm going
Super
back.
smart.
It's me, a lot of guys I don't know. I want to say the owner of Miami Airsoft, but in the back of the bus was like a lot of the dudes from Ant, like Eric and those guys, and they're just dancing on the stripper pole and acting wild. It was so fun. But so take the open bar bill, take the free food bill, take everything that they spend for that. Now put in a bus. Hats off to Evic. Not saying they don't know how to spend money. Good
Oh, they do.
golly.
They can spend money real good.
I think
They
that's where
probably
their
throw the
effort is going.
best parties in airsoft are Evic parties.
Yeah.
Hands down. God bless them.
They probably throw the best parties I've ever been to.
This shit is
Outright.
wild. Before we start getting into like real companies, yeah. Because apparently some of those like real gun like the Smith and Wesson party and all that, apparently that shit gets fucking.
Crazy.
You want to see what white privilege looks like? Go to a fucking gun manufacturer's shot show kickback.
Oh,
Good God.
I mean, fuck.
They
Doing
all got the
the
grand thumb on.
damn.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. After doing those ADS fucking work trips and shit, and seeing how they do parties and stuff, I was like, God damn. Should I just
How good
become
is
a
that
businessman?
Right?
Should I? They're fat. Like how Jimmy's saying that probably ADS is a little bit formal, but not too much. Motherfucker, open bar for hours on end, and it's just
That is the one thing I
I don't
miss
know.
about the law enforcement events is
Me
the free
as a
beer.
Mexican that was born with family that doesn't really have much, and I look at that world, I'm like, fuck,
Free
man. Now I know.
beer and
Now I see
pretzels.
why. Now I see why a lot of people are enticed by this fucking world, and they want to do that fucking hustle and be a entrepreneur.
IACP was like that. ITSEC was like that. Like all the KWA law enforcement events I was working, they all had various free beer stations, and they were also giving out like some kind of free food, like hot pretzels or like small sandwiches or something. Yo, ITSEC. Granted, I fucking hated working ITSEC. That's not the point. It was when I think it was World Cup season. So I remember for ITSEC specifically, dude, there was a lot of like Israeli defense guys there, like a lot. And it was World Cup, and I want to say it was USA versus Iran. It was someone going on against the Iranians, and like all the IDF guys, all the Israelis were huddled around and just talking shit and just cheering on the Americans and just like boo Iran. And it was the funniest geopolitical meme I've ever seen in front of me IRL.
Isn't
That's funny.
Iran or Iraq playing against Israel in like the World Cup or something?
Something
Have you
like
ever seen
that. Did you see all the fun? Well, I'm guessing neither of you saw like all the fun drama stuff that was happening against the Israeli Olympic teams.
I think
Where
I
at?
heard something about it.
There was
I think I
dudes
did
getting
hear.
DQ'd because they either outright, mostly because they outright would not compete against the Israelis, so they got kicked out.
Damn.
Yeah, because I know that happened in judo. Because I was obviously everyone remembers I was binge watching all the judo matches. It definitely happened in judo. I think it happened in freestyle wrestling.
Yeah, that's
It was
gonna be
wild.
nasty.
Anyway,
Anyhow,
what other
I-
shit do we want to talk? As we are an hour and a half into just fucking nonsensical ramblings.
damn, already.
How do we want to close it?
Want to close out?
I'm okay. I'm waiting for the day the 1st of December hits. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for.
For what?
Or is it the 30th of
Oh,
November?
Well, I mean, we can check their Facebook. Let's see here. Specta Arms Facebook. Because to be fair, they posted it online.
They posted it on their Facebook page? Or where did they post it? I don't even know what you're talking about, sir. Oh fuck. Let me look for it here.
November
God, I
25th.
gotta pull it up.
So on the
They
5th
don't
of
have it blocked
November, the Specna Arms Facebook officially announced blah 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 trusted distributor starting the 25th of November. I think Charlie put his closing date in there as well. I don't remember.
You need to send me that page because I can't fucking find it.
Just
I'm
type in
so
Specna
fucking
Arms into
stupid.
Facebook. It's just straight up Specna Arms.
Yeah, I can't find
No.
it either.
I can't find it.
Oh, this is interesting. They have a UK branch that they're opening, but not a US branch.
I know, right?
So
You know
what'll
what?
be
Interesting.
interesting is whenever they switch back to e-Vike, and I think it's something that we all initially thought is what is their quality gonna look like?
You know what's
Is it gonna
fucking
be the
wild?
same?
You want to see the most powerful man in this industry? That guy, right there.
Yeah.
The
I don't know
most
who that is.
powerful. That's Mr. Evic.
Oh, Mr. Eagle.
That is the most influential,
Mhm.
powerful man in this entire industry. And he's just this nice, skinny,
Super nice.
unassuming gentleman.
hmm
He
I ran into him at Airsoft Con pre-party.
he's
And
the
just
nicest
we were
guy.
talking. Yeah,
He's like,
super
hi,
nice.
I'm polite and I'm a normal human being and I haven't been corrupted by this thing. Like,
Doesn't talk like he's
what?
the most powerful man in the airsoft industry. Like
Bro, right?
you
Oh
wouldn't
God,
think it.
Sam's watching.
What's up, Sam?
Sam, I'm not
Um,
wearing pants. Do something.
Oh my god, is that Airsoft Sam?
Oh God. No, like so I never put a face to the name before, and the first like 10 minutes of talking to him, I kind of had an idea, but I wasn't sure. But I had no idea that it was Mr. Evike.
Right?
He doesn't
He's
he
too
doesn't
young.
carry himself like a CEO normally does.
He's too young to
In a
look that
good way.
successful. Dude,
Sup, nerd?
that's the guy that I want to see interviewed. Like, hey, how the fuck did you do this?
Yeah.
Like, one day, you're just
How
a dude living in Taiwan, I assume having a normal life with a lovely family and, I don't know, a normal job. And then you really like fishing. And then fucking at some point, boom, you're an airsoft mogul. Like,
it kind
will
of
you
sounds
please
like
fill in the
someone.
chronological gaps?
I think he just took his passions and like just
did it.
ran
There's
with
no
it,
way his
and
passion
he
is
executed.
airsoft. He's too
Dude, so
normal. If his passion was airsoft, he would know everything about trains.
all right, so I'll say this for the fishing section. Whenever you're walking upstairs into the Alhambra fishing section, the whole wall is just filled with pictures of them offshore fishing.
Oh,
I know
he's a
that's his
huge fisherman.
passion.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Spoiler alert. The Asian guy loves to go fishing. Wow.
It's
Color me surprised.
But I'm curious to see how the Specna quality, whether it increases or decreases.
It's gonna be the
with
same.
change to
Yeah,
e-bike.
it's
Be
gonna
the
be the same. The problem is that there's no longer gonna be a face to it. That's the thing.
Well, the
It's-
problem that
it's-
Specna's gonna have is that they have all these guns available to the not U.S. market, and I fucking wanted to buy them and sell them, and they didn't have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seen their product catalog? My God, is it thorough
It's
Oh,
and
yeah,
huge.
quality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
I
lot.
saw
I
the
didn't know.
catalog from I think Brandon.
They had like an
I'm sorry.
they had like an A2 with a fucking 203 launcher mounted on it.
That's what I was about to say.
They had
And you
all
have
this
no
cool
idea.
stuff, and I was like, Charlie, where the fuck is this? He's like, yeah,
It's
no.
only Europe.
I think some of it was their licensing problems too, because they have a lot of like M249s. And
Mhm.
me and Charlie had this conversation. Like I was like,
Can't
"Get
do
me
it.
one of those." Like right now, it's like, sorry, can't send
No
it.
way in
Like
hell.
I was talking to Kelly, and we were like making plans of how they were gonna give one to Kelly, and Kelly was gonna fly into the U.S. with it at the next airsoft.
Get
Atlanta or
arrested,
something.
picked up by customs,
Yeah,
deported.
it's gonna be great.
Dude, I
never
bet
did it.
their 249 would
Good.
break the industry.
It would fuck shit up because Specna has awesome quality. Like I love the
Oh,
product.
it's so good. That's why I'm so upset.
Yeah, like my fucking Edge One, like their old model for their AK, just swapped out the bucket and took it to Milsom West.
Yeah.
The business decision, like, it's gonna kind of fuck people. It felt like a pump and dump.
It rubs people the wrong way. Also, you have
Dan,
to
you can't
realize.
just keep one gun on yourself at the insurgency and just be like, oh, I'll be fine. When you get raided by like 7 drunk chaos gremlins, that's not how this works. You fudge and know that, girl. At some point, we'll do an we'll do some other episodes like insurgency and shit.
I should
Anyway,
save my
We
travel
should
money
talk
for
about insurgency at one of
I
the
know.
when it
We'll
gets
do that.
close.
We'll do that one next week.
Hopefully.
Are we gonna make this a weekly thing? Because I'm available on Tuesdays. I'm
Maybe.
rolling right into. Please do.
I mean, I don't want to be like ASAP and just talk about shit every week and then run out of shit to talk about and then just die. Or Task Force.
I don't think every week.
Yeah, that's right, Corey.
Now.
If you're fucking watching, or Cole, if you're watching, which you're definitely not fucking watching. You're doing something responsible and probably
Working
nice.
out. He's
Cole's
probably
fucking
working out.
shirtless. God, it's fucking hot, man.
Cole's busy being a fucking sex symbol somewhere. Piece of shit.
I'll be fine. They're all NPCs anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. If I decide to do it, I might do it next week. I don't know. So I have to like Tuesday's my fucking do whatever I want day because Monday and Wednesday are training for me are gi days for jujitsu. So Tuesday,
don't fuck with
Thursday is
that.
usually I don't train, but I might start doing gi jujitsu with my judo guys again. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I should have saved all my travel money for insurgency. Whenever
go over
y'all
that.
started dropping whenever they posted the pics on their
Yeah,
Instagram,
we'll go over that in the next episode.
I'm glad I did Force on Force for my first one, but dude,
I fucking told you, bitch.
Yeah, it's over for me.
Fucking corn
Got him.
stand. Here we go.
Yeah.
Playing.
If I'm
Got
not
him,
moving,
motherfucker.
if I'm next spring, which if my medical shit continues on and I'm
Oh, you
might
mean
get
if you have a
supported,
knee?
it on top of that and neurological shit. Oh yeah, by the way, if you get electrocuted, apparently that can fuck your brain up. Didn't know
Yeah.
that until 10.
I got
10 years down the
electrocuted when I
line.
was a kid, and I'm fucking fine.
No, you're Mexican. That's
No,
different.
you got
That's a
electrocuted by
birthday
120,
game
like
for
a household.
Mexicans.
You got
It's the
electrocuted
same.
by a household circuit, didn't you?
It's the same.
No. Household circuits are like 120 versus the 440 that I got hit with.
Okay, nerd. I don't care about like.
One of Manny's birthday games at his 15th birthday in Mexico was hold on to the car battery for as long as you can.
Oh god.
And he won a beer.
So yeah, getting hit with 440 and getting stuck to it, and having to break off your own connection. That
I'm
can fuck your brain
also
up. So
actually they did also. I kind of want to do the Oklahoma event because
I might be
that
getting med boarded is
good.
what I'm saying. So if that's going
Good.
on,
Make sure it's 100%.
yeah,
Piece of
right.
shit.
If that's going on, I'm gonna have some. I think
If you get less than 80, you're an idiot for
You're a
letting that
fucking you're a
happen.
retard.
yeah. No,
Make
I'm not
sure
gonna
this
fucking
doesn't pop
get out
up.
until they tell me to get out. But
Then
yeah.
you're just speculating, is what you're saying.
We're having the conversations. But they're conversations
geez.
right now.
I
I just keep
There
my
we
mouth
go.
shut. Okay.
No, that's not what I want to do. There we go.
Yeah,
Why
I
is
used to
this-
keep my mouth shut, and then I realized how much.
Then just say you want to get out, and we'll see you with more respect. Okay.
I do and I don't.
I think they
But,
published the Oklahoma event, not publicly, but in the cadre tracker. I'm gonna try and check on that.
Ooh, that
Right
didn't go too
now,
far.
because I kind of want to do that too.
I got a viewer up in Oklahoma. I wonder if we could fucking
say again.
hang out with him for a little bit. I got a long-time viewer up in
Oh,
Oklahoma.
that sounds gay
I
as
wonder
fuck.
if we could fucking hang out with him.
You hang out
Suck
with
your
viewers?
dick.
What the fuck?
Some of them.
Ooh, I don't know if I could make this.
What are you gonna sign autographs for them now? Also?
Oh no. We already found out at my fucking last airsoft con that I don't sign autographs.
Oh, is there not a Centerville event this year? The fuck? Oh, maybe it's in May. Anyway, so Salsk is projected to be April, basically 420 weekend. And I kind of want to go to that. So I'm going to ask the guys what that weather's like. There's so much I want to go to. Oh, I hate you, Josh.
So, should we cut it here?
I mean, we can, and we'll just talk about Milsim West shit next time.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay.
I fucking guess. 9 whole viewers in YouTube. Wow.
Wow.
Who the fuck is still watching this?
Probably all the bots.
Poor Sam. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. Not poor Sam. She's been putting up with our bullshit for years anyway. That's what happens when you're an airsoft little sister.
I still have video clips from my GoPro of us making fun of her.
Yeah.
Fucking dick.
It's literally the outro to my videos, actually. So if you go to my most recent videos, one of them is us giving shit to Sam.
All right, we'll close it out here because I want to pee again and eat ice cream. So
yeah, I need to go pick up my dog because my dog.
I'm gonna go play with my dog. All of us are going to play with our dogs because that's what you do in your 30s. All right.
Sam near fucking unplugged my headset, climbing up on my lap.
This concludes episode fucking 10 of Sup Nerds.